At 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Well, Steph, we were talking about it earlier. Notably colder this morning across Texas.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works out. We had the Rock and Roll Marathon on the Sunday and Saturday. Both days were humid, and now we are back to cold. But you know what? It's not going to stop there. We hear the roller coaster ride will continue.
Just wait. It's about to get really warm around here yet again. A lot to track in the forecast coming up. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. It is December 7th. And I was telling Steph during the early edition of GMSA 7 years ago, December 7th, 2017, we had snowflakes and accumulations right here in parts of South Texas. Can you believe it?
I remember now. At first I was like, Mark, what are you talking about? I thought, I didn't know what you were talking about. I do remember that day because my husband was working at night and they told him to get some pictures, in front of the Alamo because, it's going to look pretty. And we, as a family, we went together, we took a selfie and we used it as our Christmas card.
There you go.
The snow was so cool.
Made it happen. I posted the Facebook memory on my KSAT Facebook page. More to come on the forecast because it's staying rather chilly right now. That is coming up right here on GMSA.
And for now, let's look at today's 9 at 9.
The first case of the Omicron variant in Texas reported in Harris County. The health department says genetic sequencing tests this week showed that a Houston area woman's recent COVID case was the Omicron variant. The woman is in her 40s and has no recent history of traveling.
We're averaging more than 120,000 new COVID cases every day in the U.S. and more than 1,600 deaths. Public health officials say more than 99% of new cases are the Delta variant, but Omicron is spreading. New evidence shows it may spread more quickly than Delta, but could be less severe.
Ahead of today's video conference between President Joe Biden and President Vladimir Putin, the United States is considering tough new economic sanctions against Russia. Officials say the sanctions would be to discourage Putin from invading Ukraine. The sanctions could target Putin's inner circle and energy producers.
3 more missionaries who were taken hostage in Haiti have been released. Gang members kidnapped 17 U.S.-based missionaries near Port-au-Prince in October, including children. 12 of the 17 who were kidnapped remain in captivity.
Delaying Maxwell's sex abuse trial continues today. Yesterday, a British woman testified that Maxwell pressured her into giving Jeffrey Epstein sexual massages when she was still a teenager. Maxwell has denied charges she groomed young girls for Epstein. Her lawyers say the government is making her a scapegoat for Epstein's alleged sex crimes.
Texas is being sued over its new redistricting maps. The Justice Department says the plans discriminate against minority voters, particularly Latinos, who have fueled the state's population boom. Attorney General Ken Paxton condemned the lawsuit as an intrusion by the Biden administration.
An enormous pedestal that used to hold a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee is being removed in Richmond, Virginia. The statue was removed earlier this year after the Virginia Supreme Court ruled the state was not bound by a century-old land deed. The removal should be completed by the end of the month.
A powerful storm system is pounding Hawaii with heavy rain. Forecasters warned of a chance for more dangerous and catastrophic flooding in some areas. More than 2 feet of rain is possible. In some areas, widespread amounts of 10 to 15 inches are likely.
Today marks 80 years since the attack on Pearl Harbor. On December 7th, 1941, Japan attacked the U.S. Navy base in Hawaii. Around 2,400 service members and civilians were killed. More than 1,100 people were injured. One day later, the U.S. declared war on Japan and officially entered World War II. And that's today's 9 at 9.
All right, 9:01.
That's right. And 49 degrees. Very chilly out there. This time around, my daughter believed me when I said, grab your jacket. Yesterday, she did not believe me. Today, she does.
This time, she was for sure going to grab it. And it's a good idea. It is chilly out there. Temperatures are in the 40s right now. We had some 30s in the hill country. It'll moderate a little bit this afternoon. Turns into a pretty nice day. But right now, temperatures, as I mentioned, 49 degrees at the airport, 36 in Kerrville, 47 in New Braunfels, 48 in Rock Springs. In the next few days, well, we'll get a little bit of everything. It's mild today, a cool start, but by Thursday, you see that we're back in the 80s. Humidity returns. We'll be talking about fog, and then we've got another front headed our way by the weekend, which brings some more big changes. The satellite picture shows we've got some cloud cover working through, a few light sprinkles, or at least a few light returns on the radar. I don't even think this is really reaching the ground. It's just too dry at the surface, so we're not going to worry about it. And these clouds will clear out and we'll get some mostly sunny skies this afternoon. Here's the bad news. Molds are high at 1,940, but mountain cedar shows up in the pollen count for the first time this season. It's low, but an indication that once we get some more of these fronts, we'll likely see that mountain cedar count go up. I'm just the messenger here. Don't send me emails. Temperatures up around 67 degrees this afternoon. Mostly sunny, as we mentioned, light and variable winds. You guys alluded to it a little bit earlier. We're going to take a look back at that 2017 snow, kind of compare the winters and how things are looking now. It's been a warm December. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
I still sent you a nasty email, just in case.
Just in case you didn't
about
know.
the mountain cedar.
Mark's very upset about that. Taking a look outside with TransGuide, looking at Loop 1604 in Culebra and also Highway 90 and Nogalitos, things are looking fine.
Well, in your morning headlines, we will hear from World War II veteran on the day Pearl Harbor was attacked 80 years ago. And
we'll take you high above Whoville. David Sears is here to explain all of that this morning.
One of our Whoville?
Not yet.
No, I haven't either.
I think you have. If you've read a Dr. Seuss book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, you have been to Whoville.
Okay.
You get lost in the book.
That I have.
We're going to take you there again. Hey, as we mentioned, today is the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. The numbers continue to dwindle, but we are so fortunate to still have members of the greatest generation alive so we can continue to honor them. A few dozen World War II veterans took off for Hawaii over the weekend. They will spend several days taking part in ceremonies of honor and remembrance. One of the vets is 97-year-old Bryce Jordan. He was a pilot in the U.S. Army Air Corps. Once again, 2,400 service members and civilians were lost that day of the attack. The reason so many didn't hesitate to volunteer. Just another reason to pay tribute to those who served.
As soon as the war started, people volunteered. Everyone was ready to go. The 80th anniversary is amazing to me. Called it the greatest generation. We went from knowing nothing to knowing so much. It means so much, especially at the last years of my life. It's just so important.
After a full day of ceremonies and a chance to honor those still alive and those who sacrificed all, the vets will return home tomorrow, hoping to continue to tell their story of how they were part of a war that changed the world. It is T-minus 2 days before a Hall of Famer takes off for space. Former New York Giant and GMA co-host Michael Strahan set to blast off Thursday in the Blue Origin New Shepard. Strahan is going through training in Van Horn, Texas. The first thing, getting into a specially designed suit. And then he got to learn where his seat assignment is in the capsule. He'll learn about all the noises and movements. One thing we learned that we might not have known before, no cell phones in the capsule. Didn't know that. So no selfies. But there are plenty of cameras to record the historic moments. He will be in space for about 11 minutes. He'll have something in common with William Shatner now. All right, you are not walking down the aisle of a Christmas tree store. You are actually walking through somebody's house. Thomas and Susan German, pretty proud of their tree display and happy to let us in to see all 444 decorated trees throughout the home. They actually live in Germany. They added a few trees from last year. Last Christmas, they only had 420 trees. So many decorations and so many lights. It takes months to get them all decorated, and they are done by hand. No two trees are alike. There are all sorts of themes on these trees, from stormtroopers to fruit. They were presented with a certificate from the German Record Institute for the most decorated Christmas trees in one place, I should say so. And finally this morning, what if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? What if Christmas perhaps means a little bit more? If you are a Dr. Seuss fan, you probably recognize that quote from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Ever wonder what it would be like to live where the Grinch did, high above Whoville in the cave? Where here's your chance. This is a recreation of the lair where the Grinch lived in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's located outside Boulder, Utah. It's 5,700 square feet. There is the Grinch's organ, his dog's drum set. You won't go hungry with some Who hash and Who pudding. There is no internet or TV. Of course, it's the Grinch's house. He's not going to have that kind of stuff in his house. The rental time is between December 13th and the 23rd of December. It's $19.50 a night. That's in honor of the book's original release back in 1957.
Oh, it's affordable.
How about that?
I like the chalkboard. Enjoy your stay. Or don't.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Perfect.
Yeah, right there.
Sounds just like the Grinch, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's a different kind of Airbnb situation.
And you can play on, you know the name of the dog? Y'all remember that?
Max.
Oh, Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Max
right.
had his drum set in there. So that's pretty cool.
see
Now that's, and for, $19 and 57 cents, you can't beat that. for a
Super
one night.
creative.
Look, it's
like
a little cleaner than I had anticipated.
Well, you figured the Grinch would be kind of
messy.
dirty, huh? A little messy. Yeah.
All right, David Sears, we'll see you in just a bit.
All right.
Thank you, sir. 9:08, about 49 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9, the Spurs' brief winning streak came to an end last night in Phoenix. And like we said, David Sears is going to be back with RJ Marcus to break down last night's game. Plus,
a UTSA program aims to bridge the digital divide for residents living on the west side. Coming up, how students are helping.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by the Republic of Texas Window Company.
Hi, I'm Hunter with the Republic of Texas Window Company. My wife Dana and I would like to thank the veterans, first responders, and military for their service this holiday season. Happy holidays.
Since opening in 2019, UTSA's Westside Community Center has been helping residents and business owners. They've held small group meetings, workshops, and community events. Now, UTSA students are helping residents with their technological needs.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live from the center with more. And Tiffany, how are students helping the residents?
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. They're teaching them all sorts of things about internet privacy and security. There's different types of topics. They're helping them apply for social services and troubleshoot technology. To talk more about this are students Mariana Bravo and Caitlin De Leon. Good morning. Can you talk to us about this program and what it's all about, Caitlin?
Hi, good morning. So this program is, our goal is to connect families and bridge the digital divide.
And how is this connected to a survey that UTSA conducted?
Yeah, UTSA conducted a survey to measure the digital divide here in San Antonio, and it was found that the west side was the most disconnected part of town, and those three aspects of that survey were access to devices, connectivity, and literacy. So here we help the literacy aspect.
What would you say is the goal of this program?
We want to not only gap that digital divide, but we want to be able to identify the reasons that families and individuals over 55 are not being connected to the internet.
And Mariana, what type of resources are available for residents right now if they come inside this building?
Okay, so what we do is we provide help for young families, young people, and the small business owners. So we help them manage technology such as computer navigation, help with laptops. Sometimes it's as simple as scanning or printing services, and sometimes we help them with complicated assistance applications. So that's what we do.
Talk to us about a business owner that you've all recently helped.
Yes, so one of the business owners that we have helped, her name is Elena Gomez. She has a small business called Elena's Cafe down South or Zamora Street. So what we did is we helped her put all her receipts that were in paper form to an Excel spreadsheet. That way she had everything on files for when she applied for her PPP loan. And she was sent to us with SBDC.
Incredible. Do you all think that this is making an impact here in the community?
Oh, for sure. We can see it in their faces that they're just so grateful that they were able to find somewhere that can help them with their complicated issues.
And it's so simple. It's just navigating the internet. Those are kind of those simple things that we take for granted sometimes, but this is obviously helping this community.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
For people that want to swing by, what are the times that this facility is open?
So we're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 2.
Well, thank you so much for inviting us to this community center, and all of this information will be on KSAT.com. Today at noon, we'll bring you more information on how you can get involved. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Tiffany.
And today it's a little chillier than it was yesterday morning, but we do not have snow today.
No snow today.
No snow, but we did back in 2017, as you guys talked about earlier. There was some snow coming down. It started in the morning in the hill country and then transitioned into San Antonio. By the nighttime, we picked up nearly 2 inches at the airport. It was the second earliest snowfall in San Antonio's history, and boy, was it beautiful. It didn't last very long. It was melted by the next day, but it just goes to show you we can get some cold air blasts this time of year. But not this year. It's just not happening. And we've seen a lot of warm temperatures here in San Antonio. Let's look at the month of December so far. We've been above average by a large margin through today. we're thinking that today's going to be just about average, and then next few days should be above average. So far, we're 11.7 degrees above average. We've had one day where we've hit 80. I think we're going to get a couple of more. So very different from 2017. It's been a warm start to the month. And as we look down the line, this is December 13th through 17th, it is projected to be above average. So if you're hoping for cold weather to kind of break this monotony of warm, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Now, we are going to get a front on Saturday. It does cool us down into the 60s, but it's not going to be a huge cool down. So just kind of an unusual start to December so far. Right now, 49 degrees at the airport. There are some clouds out there, but not a big deal. East-northeasterly winds at about 5 miles per hour. 44 Comfort, 36 in Kerrville. It was chilly up in the hill country this morning, but we did not detect any freezing temperatures. 53 Pleasanton, 52 in Devine, 48 right now in Rock Springs, and 49 in Gonzales. A little quick check of the satellite and radar loop here. We do have some light returns as a disturbance is working across South Texas, but this is not reaching the ground. Just too dry at the surface. When you look at dew points, they're in the 20s. Anything that falls out of that upper part of the atmosphere just evaporating before it gets here. So not an issue there with rain. As far as dew points go, now they will start to rise as we get into tomorrow. You probably won't feel it, but Thursday you will. Dew points will be high enough to create some fog and morning cloudiness, and that'll be the case Friday too, before our front comes through and dew points take a dive yet again. The big picture here across the country, we notice we've got some snow working across the Midwest. That'll move into the Great Lakes region a little bit later today. Some rain down across the desert Southwest, but still, it's fairly quiet for December, and temperatures, they are chilly up in the Midwest. -12 right now in International Falls, 11 in Minneapolis, 16 in Chicago. But the rest of the country, really not seeing a ton of cold air. Our forecast temperatures for the next 7 days, it is a roller coaster ride. 77 tomorrow, 83 Thursday, 84 on Friday, which is nearing record territory. And then we fall off with that front Saturday morning, 62 Saturday, 61 Sunday, 66 on Monday. So here's how it looks in the 7-day forecast. Again, those temperatures really warming up by the end of the work week. Morning fog and clouds. 20% chance of rain with the front, but I wouldn't get too excited about that. Rain chances just don't look great. But it will be cooler, somewhat windy for the first half of the day on Saturday. I think we'll salvage a pretty good weekend. And then we've got to point out Sunday morning, 35. We're going to get close here in San Antonio. Something to watch Sunday morning, guys.
Wow. So if we're not happy with the weather, we just wait around a day or two.
Exactly.
Thank you, Justin.
9:18 on your Tuesday morning.
We'll be right back. And welcome back. It's 9:22. The Spurs played hard, but they fall short against one of the best teams in the league.
We withered quite a storm yesterday from David Sears. David is here now with RJ to break down the Silver and Blacks loss to Phoenix last night.
What were we going off on yesterday? That was like football.
That was college ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're going off on some college. The fake slide. That one do a little bit.
Don't get me started on that one. They hadn't changed that rule yet,
got you a little bit, yeah. They have not changed that rule yet.
So let's get to the Spurs. And no, I'm not going off on the Spurs. I thought this was a great road trip. They ended up winning 4 straight last night. They just ran into a really good team.
Yeah, and ran out of gas a little bit there. Came out early on. First quarter played pretty well, but Phoenix kind of turned it on there in the second quarter, third quarter. Spurs kind of fall behind big.
Yeah, and watch this. Oh, see, this is what happened last night. They got Chris Paul'd. That's what happened to the Spurs. What is it about this guy always beating up on the Spurs? What is it about that guy? Watch it. Wait. Watch this move. Watch this move. Oh, how's your ankle feel there, son? How you doing today? Oh, man. We'll do that again for you.
Usually see Bryn Forbes trending on Twitter for all the wrong reasons, but this was really nice. Yeah, nice move there by Bryn.
He's probably glad I don't know his name because he doesn't want me repeating that. Ouch. He's like, wow, that was good stuff from Bryn.
Bryn, though, actually had himself a nice game off the bench. And again, the Spurs were down in third quarter and battled all the way back. How about Josh Primo? 3 steals, 4 blocks.
4 blocks.
First 18-year-old in NBA history to get that done. So good job there by Josh Primo coming off the bench.
There's a big one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, McDermott. Appreciate you. Appreciate you hitting that shot.
Tied things up.
And then
here's the play of the game. Here's the DeJounte play, David.
Yeah, DeJounte with the big steal, going in for the big slant. No. Well, see, it was off Chris Paul for a second, but then he tried to reach out and get the ball, which you can't blame him, and it went off his arm, and that hurt.
Yeah, Spurs were down 3 at this point. It was 100 to 97.
This
would have pretty much turned the game. Great steal by DeJounte, but
he's about ready to posterize Chris Paul, and Chris Paul said, not today.
As you said, David, we got Chris Paul again.
Look at that.
Yeah, the Spurs have had a long history with CP3 there, and he came up big for them.
QR codes playing good defense too there. They're in the paint.
You know what? Yeah, what is up with that? The QR codes for the Phoenix broadcast. I guess I got to do anything.
But you know, you mentioned Primo getting the steals. Spurs had like 12 steals in this game.
Yeah.
And they were up 11, and then they ended up down 16, but they fought back. And it was the third game of a 3-game road trip. They've been playing the best teams in the West on this road trip, so give them credit, won 2 out of 3.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have given them a plug nickel to win 2 out of 3, but they did. They won 2 out of 3, so we'll give them credit. Now they come home for 5 straight, so they got to take advantage of this.
Yeah, a long home stretch coming up, and actually we heard from Josh Primo after the game, and let's hear what he had to say.
I think the second unit did a really good job in bringing some energy to the game and then helping us come back. When I first came in my first game, I felt a step slow. Coming into this game, felt a lot more comfortable, picking my spots where to help more and be more active. So it was good getting out there again and getting the reps.
You guys at home should see their reaction when they see Josh, because we don't see a whole lot of Josh Primo, especially on interviews. They're like,
or playing.
Guy's young. Yeah, he's 18.
Yeah.
He's just,
what were you doing when you were 18?
Not this.
Not playing in the NBA.
No. He's going to be 19 in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So he's gonna be
that changes things.
Yeah, he's going to turn 19.
That makes y'all feel better.
I think it's Christmas Eve or whatever. It's the 23rd, 24th is his 19th birthday. But
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you watch him, and I mean, he's probably should still be in high school. It looks like. No, he's been playing well for the Spurs.
Well, what did you say? A couple of blocks and some steals last night. He hit a 3.
Stepping in for Devin Vassell, who's been out for the past couple of games. As you said, though, David, I mean, the fact that they won on the road, beat Portland, the win on Saturday night against Golden State, I think we're trending in the right way. It's almost like growing pains are now, turning into some growing gains, I guess.
I was just looking, I guess DeJounte Murray has finally pretty much taken over as the leader of this team, and which is good to see because they needed somebody to step up and just kind of take control. He had 17 last night. They had like 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures. How many did they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures last night. They didn't play bad. I mean, it was a really good game. So here's the thing. So they played back-to-backs, which is probably why Josh Primo got so much playing time.
That's true.
Played like 18 minutes because tonight the Knicks were actually here in San Antonio, probably watching them play in Phoenix and go, all right, they're worn out. We'll be ready for them tonight. So tonight it's the Knicks, and then they have like 5 straight at home. It's that weird thing. It's kind of like the weather. It's weird. Just really weird because they play Denver back-to-back games, but they're both at home.
At AT&T Center.
So go figure that.
Denver and then Pelicans and then Charlotte.
And then Charlotte. So that's the next home test. So if they can take care of some business at home, man, they'll be right back.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Spurs are 8-14. I mean, they're out of the top 10 right now, but at least we're showing some signs here of improvement. And as we said, got to take care of business here.
Just a little over a quarter into the season?
Yeah, a little bit over a quarter. Kind of see these guys kind of rounding into form a little bit.
Get Devin Vassell back. Get some of these guys that are hurt back, and we'll be in good shape.
Stephanie's excited about
I am.
Stephanie's excited. Stephanie's still in shock. She's like, man, that kid's young.
I know he's young. It's just,
You see it.
Up close and in person.
Not like we were going to ask him for his driver's license or something.
I know he probably gets carded.
Probably. And that's okay.
Probably can't.
Well, let's beat the Knicks tonight. And I'd love to get at least one of these games against the Nuggets while they're in town, too.
Well, let's hope.
Let's
get all 5. What the heck?
Okay. Let's plan. RJ, David, thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Much more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including 3 people awakened in the middle of the night after strange noises made them aware of a fire in their house.
And one homeowner's fight over property he bought, the city won't let him tear down in order to achieve his American dream. That story and more when we come back.